This year marks a major milestone for emergency services in Winnipeg. If you can believe it, June 16th will officially make 50 years since residents could first dial 911 for medical emergencies. And joining us now to reflect on the journey and what's still to come is Schmidt, Chief of the Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service. Excuse me. Thank you so much for being with us, Chief.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So let's start with this milestone itself. 50 years in EMS. I'm just curious kind of what you think has changed most with the service in those 50 years. How did that revolutionize what you do?
There's so much that has changed over the past 50 years. June, like you mentioned, June 16th, 1975 marked the first time residents could dial 911 and receive ambulance service from the city of Winnipeg. Prior to that, since 1911, the police service operated an ambulance, and then there was a number of private contractors in Winnipeg that were offering ambulance service. And back then, it really was about transport and transporting patients, most critically ill patients, to hospital. Over time, we've seen huge changes in the education, the training, the equipment, and overall the profession of paramedics in Manitoba and across Canada.
Well, I just can't imagine life without this service. It feels incredibly necessary, of course, but what did it mean at the time for Winnipeg when 911 service was first introduced? I can't imagine the difference it made.
So this was a huge step for Winnipeg. As I mentioned, there was a number of private contractors that were delivering ambulance service. It very much was a competition. It was a business. Mm-hmm. And when the city moved into it, that took it to the next level. The first group of EMTs, emergency medical technicians, received their training from St. John's Ambulance out by Pullo Park. To this day, the picture of that graduating class of 24 still hangs on the walls at St. John's Ambulance. So in order for residents to call 911 and receive emergency medical response in a timely fashion, that was a huge step for Winnipeg.
And I want to know as well as so many careers have evolved, but paramedics, the role of paramedics has really evolved. What has changed? How has what they've done changed as the years have gone on?
Well, more technical skills, more training. The training program, we have an advanced care paramedic training program here in Winnipeg offered by the city of Winnipeg. The graduates of that program, little known fact, they score some of the highest scores of paramedics all across Canada every year. The medics graduating from that program score higher than any other paramedics across Canada. So that's a really great thing for us here in Winnipeg.
No kidding. Something to be proud of for sure. I'm also curious, there's complexity of calls and training that has really changed. I'm wondering if you can talk about what kinds of cases that these very well-trained paramedics are responding to that maybe even 5 years ago they weren't being called to do.
So we've always, focused on and been responding to people that are having life-saving issues, cardiac issues, breathing issues. But within the last 5 to 10 years, big changes in terms of the drug crisis and the drugs that are out on the streets, not only in Winnipeg, but in major urban centers and rural centers all across Canada. And so this has put pressures on our systems, and the paramedics and firefighters, 911 communications operators, they're being exposed to things that they never used to be exposed to in terms of the behaviors and like that occur with these types of patients that are consuming drugs.
Just incredibly vital, complex work, and we have incredible men and women here in the city doing it.